launching our Valentine's Roses appeal, which this year will be run by Year 11. As we did last year, the focus of our charity will be canine partners. Now, we had a great assembly last year, and I know it will be this year, and I'm delighted to welcome Mrs. Gilbard and Melissa and the dogs to give a wonderful demonstration.
Thank you. Now, so that you can all concentrate, you can either sit on your leaflets or put them in the bag. Because I know what it's like, you'll be looking at that instead of watching me. So let's take home and to show your parents, and I will do a plug now. This last year, 2008, we provided 40 partners, that means 40 dogs, to disabled people, which is an incredible amount. Now we're wanting to up that to 50 this year, and my plug is if either of your parents think they can do a job that I'm doing, it's voluntary, and being a puppy parent, having a dog at home for 6 months to a year to train them, that would be fantastic, because without the puppy parents, these dogs can't be trained. So if you want to have a word with the parents, and the contact details are on the leaflets. Anyway, most of you were here last year, lots of Year 7 weren't, both Year 7s, new Year 7s. So you might not have heard of Canine Partners. We train and provide assistance dogs for physically disabled. That's a bit of a mouthful. That means primarily people in wheelchairs. There's not just old people. A lot of our applicants have actually become disabled through an illness or perhaps an accident, a road traffic accident. So it can be as young as 19. So it's not necessarily old people. These two dogs are actually my own dogs, and they're both being trained to be demonstration dogs. So Yarka is 3, which is that one, and you see she's got a supporter written on her jacket. And this is Gizmo, and he's going to be 3 months on Saturday, so he's only 2 months old. So he's only a tiny baby, so this is all very new to him. Last year when I came, I showed you how, with Yarka, how a working dog can help somebody in a wheelchair. So I don't know if you remember, there was a washing machine, a bed, and all sorts of things. Well, today we've got Gizmo, just starting his little life in training. I thought I'd show you how to start the puppies. This is all very, very new to me. So one of the first things we teach them are what we call puppy press-ups. So all that is all his sits and his downs and his stands. So I'm just trying to get him into a down. At the moment it's all food lures. Good boy. Now one thing you'll find hard is to stay in a down. So I'm just going to try and do that. He's going down. Good boy down. So all the time it's all just food lures. It's all fun for them at the moment. It's good down. Now for him at 2 months old, to stay like that, looking at me, is extremely good. People at the back, I know you can't see, but he's just laying there on the downs. I don't know how many of you have had puppies, but everybody's impression of a puppy is that they're all bouncing around all the time, which they are. But we've also got to learn to be settled as well. You saw I had him on the mat, so he's got to learn whenever I go out to settle down on the mat. Now, speaking to all our canine partners, people who have their dogs, we ask them what's the most important bit of the training the dogs have had. Is it opening a washing machine? Is it taking their coat off? And all of them have said the best thing they've found is their dog learning to settle on the mat next to them. So this is why it's very important. Now I think you agree, for a puppy that's only 2 months old, this is very, very good. He's just lying there. And then we've got to do all the other positions. We do a stand, and a sit, and we do all these all positions. So you do a sit, stand from a sit, and we do a down from a stand. You don't have to put a dog into a sit to go in a down. Very good boy. Willis. Willis. Now, for all dogs, we don't want them to be launching everywhere. So again, the lead work is very important. So let's go put him to the heel. He's kicking, he's not used to his jacket on. Good one, that's good. So again, just want normal food. Good boy, heel. Good boy, heel. And if he goes slightly ahead, so Gizmo, heel. And it's important, but I also learn to walk on the side. Spin round. Side. We've got to do both sides, otherwise we might get a little bit unbalanced. There we go. Side. Okay, good boy. That's just the basics. Basic obedience, which is all very important. Now another thing we do, which I'll show why we do it later on with Yarka, is we get them to target a hand. We're just going to do that at Gizmo. I hope he doesn't launch himself off the stage here, so let's just do it again. Now Gizmo. So we've got to target my hand, and that in turn, they're learning to touch something. Good boy. And then when they're older, once they learn the word touch, wherever my hand is, you can say touch, and then they can press a lift button, or a button on a pelican crossing, or even a light switch. All done by this, starting from here, touch. Good boy. We've just got 2 more things for Gizmo to show. Boy. Now that was touch. They've also got to learn don't touch. Good boy. Let's put you on your bed. It's very important that the dogs don't grab everything that's on the floor. I think last year I showed you Yarka picking up keys and an inhaler, things like that off the floor. And then I showed you by throwing down some Skittles, pretending they're pills, that you've got to say don't touch. And again, we teach it at this age. He again is very, very small. So let's see if we do it. Don't touch. Don't touch. Good boy. So you looked at it, I said don't touch, and you look back at me. Again, anybody who's got a puppy who's 12 weeks old, try it with their dog. Don't touch. Good boy. I can put it very close. Don't touch. Good boy. Oh, I'm losing it anyway, aren't I? So for a 12-week puppy, who's actually got any puppies here in the hall? Marina, no. How old is Murphy? 7 months?
6 months.
6 months. So I think you'll understand if you put something on the floor, they'll be really, oh, I'm going to get it. But he's very good, so let's try again. Don't touch. Good boy. The moment he looks at me is when I say good boy. Now that could be life-saving for them, because you could drop some heart tablets or something like that. Very good boy. Right, just one more thing I'm going to show you. He's just beginning to open the cupboard. Now how we teach that first actually, to show you with a toy. It's great fun. Everything is done through treat, trays or games. So he really enjoys a tuggy game. So if I show you a tuggy game, and he loves to tug things, so hopefully, slippery floor, let's see if we manage it. He's not doing it. But he would normally tug, and then he'd say, give, good boy, give, and they've got to give it up as well. And that, once they learn to tug, you can then teach them to tug on things like this. So you might not manage it because it's a slippery floor, so you might have to help them. Let's see. No, wait. 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 Very young, so say wait. That's a good boy. I'll do that again, it's very quick. Here's my here. Sit. Wait. Not, as you see, his weight isn't very good at the moment. Wait. Okay, that's it. Good boy. So again, for a 2-month puppy, I think that is very, very good. So, let me go on to Yarka. Yarka's desperate to do this cupboard as well. She'll give you a squeak. So we'll just do a swap. And just let her know you know how to do that. Go on in, yeah. Okay. Good girl. Shut the door, Yarka. Shut it. Good girl. Now, Gizmo, as we saw, pulled on a tuggy. For those at the back, you might not be able to see. But there's a toy on the handle to help him to pull. Now some dogs will always need that tuggy as a help. But some dogs can also learn to just pull the handle itself. So I'm going to get Yarka. Here. Open the cupboard. This is just a doorknob. Good girl. Good girl, shut the door. And again, it's important for them to shut the doors. It's not just a trick. house that the disabled person may live in may have a narrow corridor. May have a narrow corridor, and if they just learn to open the door, then the wheelchair can't get through. Good girl. Now, one thing I've just been teaching Yarka is to push the foot plates down on the wheelchair. Okay, good girl. From the sideways. So I hope you can see it. Again, people at the back may not be able to see it. Sit and wait. Now again, if I might not be able to lift my legs up to put the foot plates down. Right. Down, foot. Good girl. Another foot. Another foot. Another foot. Foot plate. Foot plate. Good girl. Yes, good girl. So that's something she's learned new, which is why she's barking. Whenever Yarka learns anything new, she always gets excited and barks. Now, I think you all saw this last time. She helped me to get me undressed last time, didn't she, with gloves and a hat and a coat. So I've only bought the hat this time. So Yarka, the hat. She likes that one the best as well. Okay, I think we've only got 5 minutes before the bell goes, haven't we? So just show you a couple more things. So Yarka has also been teaching her to get certain items on the shopping shelf. When they go to a supermarket, they can either learn the specific items, or sometimes they have a laser torch, and the disabled person will point to the item with their laser. So Yarka, hopefully, she hasn't done this for a little while, will get me the jelly and the food bags. So Yarka, get the jelly. Good girl. So now I want the food bags. Yarka, get the food bags. Sit, you see how you're looking? Good girl, thank you very much. So she's learnt those items. So as she, if she is my working dog, I will then teach her lots more items, specific tins and things like that when you go around the supermarket. Again, my purse may be in the back of the wheelchair, so you have to get that out for me. Right, you have to get the purse. You got it? Good girl. Very good. And then once you get to the checkout, if your arms don't reach the checkout, the dog will take the purse, jump up to the checkout, and the checkout lady will take it from them. Hey, Gizmo showed you how to touch things. Yarka will show you, I mentioned the lift button and a curtain pressing button. So Yarka will press that on. Press it on. Good. You see it on? I should switch it off. Touch. Good girl. And then sometimes this may be an emergency call button. If the disabled person has had an accident, it may be something on the floor. So they may also learn to use their foot. Good girl. And foot. Foot. Good girl. Foot. Good girl. Good girl. Some things they might have to retrieve from a long way. So you have to sit. Might get it. Bring it here. Good girl. Very good girl. Then one last thing, which I think that we saw last year, to bring me the bowl. So you have to sit. Wait. Okay. Bring it here. We'll finish all my chicken potions. Here. Good girl. Do you see she picks it up from this side, so that if she has to walk with it, she doesn't lock her face. Good girl. So hopefully, with showing you Gizmo, learning things, and then showing how Yarka can show you the final product, has helped you to see this morning how, again, these working dogs can help someone in a wheelchair. Now, the bell's going to go off in a minute, so